That Talking Podcast. I'm JJ Starr.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
Welcome. We're here to talk and bring some civil discourse to an otherwise discordant world. How are you? How you doing?
Cameron, dear friend, you thought we wouldn't have any fun today. Shame on you.
Yeah.
I'm exhausted.
Yeah. No, it was a hard day back.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of forgot when you were saying repeatedly yesterday how you didn't want to go back to work today.
You forgot?
A piece of me forgot that you had been off all week.
Well,
That's where we're
for the
at.
uninitiated, I took our anniversary week off this past week like I traditionally do.
Technically, so did I.
Yeah. Well, except neither one of us stopped doing work of our own variety.
I stopped on Tuesday evening.
And mine was sporadic throughout the week.
But technically, if I still had a...
How are you?
I'm okay. I don't like being interrupted.
Nor do I.
So, to finish that thought real quick, technically, I did take this past week, as a vacation. I just didn't have a job to take it from.
I thought you would like even less if I didn't ask you how you were doing.
I'm doing okay. I've been
being considerate.
Let me tell you, I'm at the point where I'm trying very hard not to be like pissed off. I like that we're just constantly adjusting too. It's like we're just.
I almost never adjust.
Let's do this.
It's gonna be the whole episode. Anybody listening on audio is gonna have no idea what we're doing.
So, it's been 2 weeks of me trying to get in touch with the same doctors that I've been trying to get in touch with, and I'm just like I got so fed up.
They must not know the rules.
Yeah, especially Rule 3. But the rules that we have here in the bubble are nothing, no judgment, nothing personal, and don't be a dick.
3 rules for the sake of civility. 1, 2, 3.
That's right.
That's completely
what
wrong.
Language was that?
I don't know. Listen, if Bam can make up his own language, so can I.
What do you want to talk about?
What do I?
You said you wanted to talk about something. What do you want to talk about?
What do I want to talk about? I want to talk about brakes. Let's talk about brakes.
You want to talk about pumping the brakes?
No. Well, I mean, we can talk about all kinds of brakes, but for now, we're going to be taking some breaks, and I'm going to start with this podcast. Bye. No.
It's just me, folks. Hi there.
What are you, Freddie Boom Boom Washington?
Sometimes.
Hi there.
We want to talk about brakes.
I've been talking about brakes for days now.
You've been talking about brakes
longer
than that.
I took a break of sorts today because in the midst of my catching up on podcasts, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna delete some apps. I'm gonna delete some social media apps and keep them off my phone. Hopefully for longer than I plan to.
You taking a break from social media?
I'm not taking a break from social media. Listen, I would love to take a break from social media, but as you have mentioned, I can't do away with it altogether.
No.
As much as I would love to at times.
No, alas, the bulk of our industries' advertising exists purely at this point on social media. If word of mouth were still a thing, I'd get rid of social media in a heartbeat. But unfortunately, word of mouth is not a thing anymore. Word of social is the thing now, because if you want someone to know about something, you don't tell them about it. You show them their Instagram.
I mean, this all started because I want to take a break from my, my secondary business, my, side hustle selling. I want to.
That's because people's douchey.
I have dealt with 4 complaints in the last, week and a half.
Ugh.
People
and not even about your attitude, is it?
People complaining that they're not getting their stuff, which is out of my hands at this point. People returning things because they didn't like the way I packaged them and claiming that they arrived broken, but then telling me in personal messages that there's nothing wrong with them.
Stupid.
So they're all liars.
Dumb.
And I'm just like, why? I don't even need to do this. I don't need the chump change. Like, it's just, this is something I do as a borderline hobby at this point.
But did you ever really enjoy it?
Yes.
And you don't anymore?
When I get bombarded with complaints or when I get people telling me they didn't get their stuff, it's like it gets very frustrating and demoralizing. Is that the right word?
Demoralizing is a good word.
Because it's like, I try to do right by all. I've said this in past podcasts. I try to do right by all customers. And, the Postal Service, whom is my main gig, once a letter goes to the plant and goes to the machines, it's out of my hands.
I've tried to explain that to people several times too.
Especially if it's so I send a lot of my business out through just regular, what they call snail mail. Okay. And
do they still call it that?
Dad was calling it that, but anyway.
That was something that for anyone who's not, just a sidebar real quick, for anyone who's unaware of what snail mail is, that term was sort of came into use when electronic mail became the new way to send messages to people. And for those who are not aware of what electronic mail is, it's email.
You're adorable.
Go
anyway,
on.
I don't like. See, I didn't stop you there. But most people buying the stuff that I'm selling, they don't want to pay for tracking.
Right.
So I always put what I think is an appropriate amount of postage on there. I mean, I'd like to say 90, probably 95, maybe even 98% of what I send out arrives to the buyers. No issue, no harm, no foul. But every once in a while, and not just every once in a while, when these things do occur where they say I didn't get them, I get bombarded. I get more than one person telling me my thing didn't arrive. And it makes you question, or at least it makes me question, did somebody at my job steal what I sent out? Did somebody once again do a piss poor, lackluster, part of their employment and not follow through?
Maybe they're just stuck between the seats somewhere in the ether.
The other thing, and this has happened before, is in the unlikely event I do put a lesser amount of postage, it gets returned to me.
Yeah.
Now, there's no way to determine when that'll happen.
Right.
But in most cases, I send it back out with the right amount of postage and the person gets it. But by then, they've already submitted a negative, feedback and this. And not only that, but now you've seen this firsthand. The other thing I keep running into is that when I have an issue, or when somebody has an issue with me on eBay, if they buy something from me, I'm not allowed to leave them neutral or negative feedback. I'm literally only allowed to leave positive, and that's if I choose to leave anything.
And that's on the electronic bay, like electronic mail. Listen, I have tried to explain to people, okay, that I'm very pleased that first class mail for the most part when I send it out Ground Advantage. Now, is Ground Advantage considered first class?
No.
Oh, okay.
Well,
I'm pretty sure it technically is like first class ground for packages, large envelopes and whatnot.
Yeah, it's like first class for packages.
It comes with tracking now. Awesome.
Well, it's always come with tracking. Ground Advantage is a new term for like the cheapest way to ship things. It used to be called, what was it? Not private first class. It was Ground Advantage is what first class.
Yeah.
It's just a different name for it.
But it comes with tracking, and I'm very grateful for that. Yeah. Now, I had an issue with
this was instituted like a year and a half, 2 years ago.
And I had an issue recently in the last few weeks with someone who placed an order internationally. International being Canada. It was just up there.
Who was just going through a mail strike of their own.
Yeah. And in trying to explain to this customer that the tracking is accurate and there's nothing I can do about it at this point, they opened a case with Etsy saying that I cannot give them an expected delivery date. And apparently, if I cannot guarantee at least an expectation of a delivery date, then that does not meet the platform's shipping standards.
But see, that's not on you.
They issued a refund on my behalf.
That's bullshit.
And this guy's gonna get his fucking package anyway.
Yeah. No. That's
so
not
I'm just like, well, guess what? And because of this person, I changed my shipping policies. So now international shipping costs like $35.
It should have cost that from the beginning.
I had free shipping on all of that stuff.
Oh no, honey.
Yeah, no, I had free shipping on that stuff.
Especially with the way the tariffs are going right now, which I don't particularly care about tariffs. I don't do a lot of international shipping. I don't do a lot of international buying. That's a whole discussion for another day.
Yeah.
But
you want to talk about breaks.
I'm getting there. I've dealt with the customs office in New York many, many times because that's just it. When you order something from overseas, it's gonna sit there. It's gonna sit in Queens or wherever the office is for at least a month. If you're lucky, you'll get it in less than that, but that's how it works. Because you have no idea how much stuff they're going through. You have no idea how much stuff is just sitting there waiting to be processed. Yeah. You have no idea how understaffed that building probably is. And you also have no idea how inadequate a lot of those people probably are at their jobs, as evidenced by everybody I've ever complained about in professional settings.
Again,
but this is all very discouraging to me. And the thing is, again, I don't have to do these side hustles. I don't have to. I'm not in a position where I have to.
You don't need the money.
I do it because I used to, like the extra expendable income, and I used to have fun, putting, you always say, be the change you want to see. I liked putting positive things out into the world, giving people what they want, sometimes taking a hit on shipping, offering free shipping and things like this. Like, I don't need this stuff. It's just, let people buy it who want it and let them get it at a fair price. Because again, I'm not getting rich doing this stuff. Right. It's a hobby. But when these things pile up, it's just like, I really just don't want to do it anymore. And so I've learned to take frequent breaks.
Yeah.
I've learned to just put my thing on mute. Of course, that always leads to my inventory being all shuffled around and me getting into arguments with their staff over what's in my inventory versus what's not. People being able to buy things I've taken out and not see things that I've put in.
Yeah.
I've been fighting TCG Player with that for the last month now. But all these things just adding up, and it's like, I don't need this headache, and I don't deserve it. So, I will either take my business elsewhere, or I will just put it on pause.
Are you gonna be?
You and we've talked about this at length privately, but
I know, but I think you talk about taking these breaks and everything, and I feel like now I love you.
I love you too.
I feel like the rage that you would typically direct towards your side hustle, towards eBay and TCG and the customers with their complaints and their bullshit. I feel like the rage that you would typically direct in this direction needs to go somewhere.
It's not going towards you.
Well, I don't think it's going to go towards me.
And it's not going towards our listeners.
I'm a delight.
Where do you think?
You also are a delight. Well, my question is, what's going to happen to it?
It's going to be non-existent.
But see, when you say you want to take these breaks and everything, I feel like you feel like it's going to be like a weight lifted off. But I feel like you get extra bored.
Where was I directing my rage between May and...
Well, I'm pretty sure
May and July.
I think you just dumped it all on work. I think, but I feel like maybe if you don't have a distraction, like what is your distraction going to be? Like if you have this downtime now, what are you going to do with it?
Well, that's just it. I mean, packaging up stuff and selling it doesn't take a whole lot of time.
No, but it is one of those things that you'll do like first thing in the morning.
So that led me to my other decision today, which was I'm not going to say which, but I took a social media app off of my phone. I was going to take more, but I do. And this is the thing that pisses me off. Like back in the day when I first got texting, like I wasn't, that's back when we weren't using social media apps on our phones. Mm-hmm. We texted people, we called people. And then if we were communicating with them through Facebook or AIM or whatever, it was on the computer, in our rooms or whatever.
Right.
But, there was dedicated time for computer use. Now it's like you're keeping in touch with everyone but it's spread out across Instagram, Messenger, Snapchat, TikTok, you texting, email. It's like, and that bothers me because it's just like, why can't I communicate with everybody in just one setting? Because I don't text everybody through messages. I don't text everybody through Messenger. I don't text everybody through Instagram. I don't text everybody through email. It's all spread out and it's all annoying because some people are geared towards one versus the others.
I have tried to impress upon you several times that one of my biggest pet peeves is seeing a messages badge on my fucking Facebook Messenger app. I don't use it.
Which is why I stopped sending them to you.
I don't use it. I don't like opening it because once you open it, then everyone sees that you've been active and they think that it's okay to start messaging you like you're gonna check it at some point.
Oh, I've never had an issue.
And
with
I'm
that.
like, oh Lord. I'm like, literally the only people that I am okay receiving Facebook messages from are your nieces. They're the only one. And that's just until they get phones. After that, it's like, I mean, I can't wait till they all
again, I've never had an issue with Messenger.
Oh, I hate it.
And I don't I really care if someone sees that I'm active, or let them see that I'm active.
Oh, no. It's just that little badge on there.
That doesn't bother me.
I loathe it. And I know that I could just turn it off.
It's just
but I'm like, I will never open that app to check.
It's just like when people see that, you've read their message. It's like, I don't care if I leave somebody on read, and I don't care if they can see that I'm active. I will respond when I feel like it. Mm-hmm. And if I don't feel like it, I'm not going to.
Which is perfectly reasonable.
But again, I'm not going to say which social media app I removed today. More may follow. Yeah. Hell, I may re-download ones I haven't used in a while. I did it with the intent of minimizing doom scrolling.
Which, given your proclivity for it, I think is a gold star to you, my love.
Because I'm at a point now where I'm tired of the daily news cycle. I'm tired of seeing people take to social to bitch about the state of everything, politics and whatnot. I'm tired of everybody thinking that they're in the know and, these long ass diatribes about, their personal beliefs and their ideologies and thinking they're right and everyone else is wrong. And how dare you follow this person or that person? I don't fucking care anymore. I'm so over all that shit. Every single day now we've got to hear about the shutdown and people losing their SNAP benefits. And by the end of the year, everyone's going to lose their health insurance. And, I told you earlier, I was listening to Rogan's latest podcast where he and Musk is like a regular guest now. And it's actually kind of interesting to me to listen to them go back and forth about, space stuff and car technology and improvements. It's interesting. Anytime they're not talking about, the state of the world, like they're talking about like nerdy stuff that interests, only people of their ilk. And so, because that's what I'm searching for. I'm searching for stuff to be interested in. Because I'm taking a break from all so many things, and not just, selling
not
stuff.
Not me, right?
No.
Okay. Because I've got nowhere else to go.
Don't you see? I mean, you see the value in that, right?
Absolutely. I see the value.
You've seen how heated I've gotten over certain like political things.
You get heated anytime you feel that someone is doing something wrong.
Yeah.
Period. Doesn't matter what it is.
And it doesn't.
You will get up in arms.
And
about
it doesn't matter what I say or what I think.
No.
People are going to post what they want to post.
Yes.
They're going to feel how they want to feel.
Correct.
And I'm tired of getting aggravated. I'm tired of watching my friends and my relatives get aggravated and fight amongst each other about this dumb shit that they seemingly, really have no control over.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, I've said that for years. That, everyone, this is the thing about social media. And I understand, again, the habit of not even doom scrolling, but like the mindlessness of it. That, it's a time suck, basically. Every human being is at some point or another tumbling down that rabbit hole. Doesn't matter what it is. You're gonna waste time doing this. Okay? Period. And that's all well and good. And I understand the benefit of taking a break from something like that. But I feel like I took a break of sort of the same ilk, kind of like it's sort of a break in the same way. But I've extended it into a lifelong habit now, where when something does not interest me on, let's say, my Facebook feed, I scroll right past it. I don't stop to read it. It doesn't matter who wrote it. It doesn't matter what attachments are included and everything. If I am just not in the mood, I scroll right past it.
But here's the thing. You scroll right past it. At
Mhm.
what point do you say, I'm done scrolling? Does it become more difficult to put that, stop to it? Because realistically speaking, if we're just sitting there and we don't have anywhere to be or anything, and we're scrolling and scrolling, we're obviously searching for something better. Like if there's something we're intending, like if we're just passing stuff, it's like, okay, where's the next thing that's going to trigger my interest?
Yeah.
But at what point do we say enough's enough? Like I've had to put the phone down because it's literally hurt my eyes to be staring at it for so long.
Well, then that should be your telltale sign to stop.
I don't like getting to that point.
Mine is essentially because the only time that I truly scroll through social media, sometimes Facebook, usually Instagram, rarely at this point TikTok. I do it purely out of boredom. I'll do it like when there's something on TV I'm not really paying attention to, or there's too much noise in the room to focus on something like a book or an article or something like that. Like I will then, and only then, open up Instagram, and typically I will go to the Discover page and I will look for a dessert tutorial, and then I will flip through some of those until I realize that I'm really just doing this out of boredom, and then I turn it off.
See, between Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, once Reels became a thing, it's become nothing but scroll, because you're not looking for anything, or at least I'm not looking for anything in particular. It's just like, oh, I like this cat video. Oh, I like this possum video. Oh, I like this wrestling or this Yu-Gi-Oh or this whatever guitar thing that piques my interest. And then once that's over, it's like, okay, on to the next one, the next one, next one, next one. The only place I don't find myself doing that is YouTube. Because if I go on YouTube, I'm intending to look for something specific.
The only time I go on YouTube is to look for something specific.
Yeah.
I've never, ever, and I find you really great.
Well, gee, thanks.
I find you really great in that you are the only human being I can pinpoint who I have ever actually witnessed scroll through those recommended videos on YouTube. I've never done that in my life.
What are you talking about?
They recommend things to you, recommended for you, and you will scroll through it to see, well, yeah, like new episodes of stuff that you've watched before and related videos and this, that, and the other thing. And I have watched you scroll through it looking to see, well, what is YouTube recommending? Maybe something will pique my interest. I've never done that in my life, ever. YouTube recommends stuff to me because I do look stuff up.
And you find it
I've never done it.
And you find it admirable that
I just think you're great.
I don't follow.
Because I've never seen anyone else do it either. You're the only person I've ever seen do that. And I think it's great because you're actually sort of using the interactive nature of the algorithm more than anybody else I've ever known.
I mean, personally, I think algorithms are stupid.
Well, they are. I think algorithms are stupid. I think AI is stupid.
Like my liked and favorites lists on YouTube are very finite. Is that the right?
Finite means there's an end to, definitive end to it.
Sure. Yeah. They're not like, I only started liking videos a couple of years ago. I think because until then I'm just like, why am I going to click on this? Like, what is the purpose? Am I going to get a prize? Am I going to win some money or something? Like, am I going to be like
if you go
the 50th caller?
If you go to dtandyandjjstar.com and like the videos, you could win some money eventually.
Like I clicked favorites on a bunch of things because then at least that way it puts it into a folder where I can go back, find it, and I don't need to, spend endless amounts of time searching for it again. Because there's a ton of Bob Ross and Fred Rogers and other like odds and ends things that I need to go back to rewatch for, what is it, the ASMR?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've done that on Instagram, and here's the problem with it on Instagram and on TikTok actually also. And maybe on YouTube, who knows? But the problem is that every single post allows you to like. It also allows you to save. However, you can just go into your liked activities and it will show you everything, every post that you have liked.
No, thank you.
So you don't have to save any of these things. And God forbid you save and you like it. It's just one of those things where it's just like, good grief. It's like, what? Like TikTok, I noticed. I don't know when this started happening, sometime this year, maybe last year. I don't pay attention to that shit. But I know that when you go on your TikTok profile, there is actually an icon that will show you, if you click on it, these are not your videos. These are videos that you have liked. It's like, whoa,
I removed TikTok at least weeks, maybe a month or two ago, because my feed became nothing but AI videos.
Everything's AI
it's
now.
so annoying. It's so obnoxious.
Get
like
the raspberry.
Now everybody, like every time you see those videos of like animals being rescued, people in the comments are just like, AI, that deer didn't actually go up to that person's porch and take food out of their hands. That's AI, blah, blah, blah. And like, then why put it up there? Like, if that really happened, that's great.
Like, don't get me wrong, okay? Things like that, okay? Uses of AI to that specific, let's just take that specific example. It is endearing in the same way of watching, like, a movie. It's like, it's fake. It's fake, but maybe you have an emotional attachment to it and it warms your heart a little bit for a piece of the day. Fine. All well and good. But the idea that everyone is doing the exact same fucking thing is like, who cares?
I'd like to think that most people can differentiate, like we've talked before about, separating the actors from the characters. I was listening to a podcast today that they were talking about parasocial relationships, because apparently people at conventions are getting a little too handsy with the talent, Parasocial. You've never heard that before?
No.
I'd never really heard it until today either.
Can you define it? Can you use it in a sentence?
So what they were alluding to is the fact that at certain conventions where you have, entertainers and whatnot, and streamers and things like that go into appearances, people are getting a little too comfortable around the talent, as if to say, like, they're
touching them.
They're touching them. That's the extreme. But they're believing that these people are a lot like closer to the fans than they actually are.
Okay.
All
right. So it's sort of like, yeah. No, I get it.
And it's just like, well, then what's the point in even like trying to gain a following of some kind if you're just gonna have to worry about if everybody's turning into a nut job?
Well, I think that, I don't know where it stems from, but I mean, making a distinguishable difference between fiction and fact is definitely, that's got to be a big thing. I've seen celebrities on social media who, are truly just their genuine selves. They advertise, whatever they're doing and everything like that. And I think that a part of that maybe is them trying to be like, I'm actually a person. I'm not the person you think I am. I'm not the character. I'm not, I have a reality to myself kind of a thing. And I think that not enough people are into it.
Well, I'm glad you mentioned that, because that podcast was after the latest episode of Rogan's podcast. And, they went for 3 hours, because they could talk, they'll go at length and talk about everything. And they got to this point where they're talking about like death threats and accusations. And they're just like, you're terrible people and blah, blah, blah. And, talking about being insinuated that he and Trump and people of their ilk are evil and they need to be assassinated or they need to be taken out or this, that, and the other thing. Yeah. It's just like, he's like, I've been around Trump. He's not evil. Elon Musk said that Trump, quote, is a product of his time.
He is.
And that makes way more sense than anything else that's been said about the man. Like, at the end of the day, he's a human being. Musk is a human being. Rogan's a human being. They're all human beings. Like, right?
Yes. I mean, to my knowledge. And, I mean, I thought for a long time that Dick Clark had died long before he did and was replaced with a robot of himself. So I won't guarantee anything because I'm not a doctor, but I'm going to presume, yes, they're all human beings.
Like, it makes me wonder, is there this social contagion going on where, the up and coming generations can't separate fact from fiction? Like,
I don't think it has anything to do with the separation of fact and fiction. I think that I think it's just mob mentality. I think that, if enough people say it, it must be true.
Or if enough people see it on social media.
Yeah.
Or if it's passed around enough.
I think that if enough people, especially in your circle, if enough people in your circle, your family, your age group, because, I feel like if everyone must believe it. And if you don't believe it, what kind of an idiot are you for not believing it? Duh, everyone believes it.
Because then that got me to start thinking, eventually, when we're older than we are now, people could just as easily say we're products of our time. If we don't concur with the societal norms of 20 years from now, 30 years from now, whatever it is.
I don't concur with the societal norms now. Fuck them.
But, it makes it all the more easier for people to be dismissive of our feelings and our opinions and the way we want to do things because, we're products of our time. Maybe
by the time we get up there, people themselves will have disclaimers, like the way that episodes of DuckTales come with a disclaimer,
or all the old Disney movies.
Yeah. And it's just it's
they're going to put disclaimers on this podcast.
What is fucking wrong with just being a product of your time? We've been watching reruns of All in the Family. Okay? And
can't believe that they're getting away with.
We found it funny when we were kids. I can't believe we watched it when we were kids.
Oh, I can.
I can't. I can't believe. I used to listen to Grumpy Old Men as an adult and be like, I can't believe that this was the movie that I watched constantly.
What I can't believe is that people are unable to just acknowledge the fact that it's a product of its time.
Yeah.
And that the things that they're saying are in the context of humor. Like, it's not funny to repeat racial slurs or homophobic slurs or sexist slurs, anything like that. But it's part of the context of the setting and the joke they're trying to set up. Like, something that Kevin Smith said a long time ago really stuck with me because he was talking to a fan at a Q&A and he goes, don't you... What?
Was it Kevin Smith who was talking about seeing Mel Brooks on an elevator?
Maybe. But this is important. He said, this girl was talking to him about Chasing Amy and Banky.
Right.
And he goes, don't you understand that we put these words in the mouth of the guy who's always wrong?
Mm-hmm.
Like, didn't you get that? Like, you can't take it all that seriously because we purposely made this guy say all the dumbest shit to illustrate the point that he's misinformed.
I mean, we did an entire episode earlier this season about Mel Brooks movies.
Yes.
And the idea of social satire and pushing the envelope for the sake of, passing along a more significant message. And I think that goes to speak to it a little bit. The idea that not everything needs to be taken seriously.
Like, I'd like to think that at least in the mid-70s, people were smart enough to know that Carol O'Connor was not Archie Bunker. That they were smart enough to separate
I'm sure
that man from that character.
I'm sure that in the late 70s, people could separate Carol O'Connor from Archie Bunker, but the question is, did they? That's just it. It's one of those things. Have you ever seen Stephen King's Apt Pupil?
No.
Okay. Ian McKellen, I know, is not a Nazi, but he played a damn good one.
He'd be the worst one ever.
Nonetheless.
That's like when
big gay Nazi.
When Lemmy used to say in interviews, he's like, I'm the worst Nazi you could ever imagine. I've had 6 black girlfriends. Like, can you imagine me bringing this one home to the Fuhrer?
Yeah.
But I mean, Dad to the day he died still referred to Rob Reiner as the meathead.
Yeah.
You know, that carried over, but that's neither here nor there. Anyway, just...
I think taking a break from, how do I say this? I think it's important to take a break from.
Taking a break implies you can come back.
Yes, but I think the most significant break that you can take, especially these days, is from the overanalysis of everything.
Which we do quite a bit of in a lot of different facets.
But I don't think people, in general, take a long enough break from it. I think that people are so, like, they can't tolerate it. They can't tolerate the idea of someone saying something or posting something or sharing something or passing something along and everything that they find so absurdly wrong that they can't stifle themselves. They just can't keep their mouth shut, and then boom, breaks over. They say, you know what? I'm just going to keep my mouth shut.
I mean,
fuck no, they're not.
I really liked being oblivious to a lot of things. You know,
I love being oblivious to things.
You would say to me, like, you've never seen this, you've never heard this, you've never this, and they're like, no, I never paid attention to these things before. I don't see those things because I don't choose to see them. But then, of course, once they're pointed out to me, I can't not see them.
I am oblivious to just about everything because, I mean, maybe it sounds, again, and I've said this before, maybe it's naive, maybe it's gullible, maybe it's stupid, who fucking knows? But the fact of the matter is that I have one of the girthiest peace of minds of anyone I know.
See, I miss
that. Because I refuse to let, I'm not going to call it insignificant. It's actually the most significant things. I'm not going to let them ruin my goddamn day. Period. I don't care if it's going around. I don't care if it's the talk of the town. I don't give a shit. If I know it's going to bother me, I pay it no mind. So I don't typically take a lot of breaks from stuff because I have gotten to a point where I just sort of live my life in the clouds. And, you know, I mean, you can think I'm a space kid, not you specifically, but you out there in podcast land.
Don't break the fourth wall.
I break the fourth wall all the time. We have a thing going on here.
The next time I look at the audience, you can't get mad at me.
I'm not mad. I truly do not care. Like, that's just it. Is that it's one of those things where, like, you could think I'm a total space cadet. You could think I'm a stupid person. It rolls off my back like water off a duck. I'm just like, it does not faze me. I have embraced this mentality so that I wouldn't have to ride the roller coaster. I'm very even keeled for the most part. Things bother me and I vent about it and then I'm over it. You know?
Like, we witnessed, you know, the over analysis just the other day. Around Halloween, they released a 20th anniversary video that Bam and company made about the making of the Lost Boys video for the 69
blah,
Eyes.
blah, 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 Lost Boys.
Nobody's going to know what that means.
It doesn't matter. It's out there now.
And within minutes, YouTube took it down because there was blotted out nudity. And then they're just like,
ow.
Your guitar player who uploaded it needs to go to sex education classes or whatever, some such nonsense it was. But then when they explained what it was, they're like, oh, it's back up now. And it's just like, what the fuck? Like, why is... I thought AI was supposed to make our lives better.
Never.
Seemingly not giving us the freedom of choice.
No.
It's like, if I want to see Novak's pants go in the fireplace, I'm going to look for it.
I mean, that's just it, you know? But
do you feel free?
Do I feel free?
Yeah, do you feel free? Do you feel like you have freedom of choice, freedom of expression, freedom to do and say what you please?
I know that there are certain venues where my freedoms are capped. I know that, you know, I know that there are certain venues on, social media and in public areas and things like that where my freedoms are not necessarily as welcome as I would like them to be. But nothing is taken away from me.
Right.
Like, I'm not, I don't believe in the idea of absolutes. I don't.
Because only Siths steal in absolutes.
Exactly. But I truly don't believe in absolutes. I don't deal in them. I don't believe that just because, someone disagrees with me, it means that I have to hate them. I don't believe that just because someone has a different idea than I do, it means that they automatically think I'm wrong. I don't think things like that. And I don't remember the last time I did. Probably college.
Do you feel like we tend to project a lot more nowadays than we ever did?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
What do you think that's like? What do you think that's a byproduct of?
I think that it's a rampant insecurity. I think that there is a lack of security in the idea of being an individual, in the idea of truly an individual, not just the idea that, well, all the outcasts will group together. No, I mean truly being an individual, truly feeling free to hold your own ideals and things like that. And I think that there is an insecurity, and because so many people are so insecure about their realities, I think that because they maybe feel oppressed, but that is a projection. That oppression is a projection, I believe. I don't believe that people are as I don't believe that people are judging you, not you, but the royal you. I don't believe that people are judging you as much as you want to believe they are, but I
project that because
you project it because you judge them.
And I've also been used to it in previous settings.
So you believe that everyone is doing it. Yeah. And because of that, you throw it at others. And I think that that's what people do.
It's a very, very, vicious cycle.
It is absolutely a vicious cycle. And that's why
because I was gaslit by a lot of people for a long time. And, but I removed myself from those relationships. I did a lot of that in the last year. In the past, yeah, coming January will be a year. And, there were other, ones here and there before that, but January was really where the beginning of really taking these long-term crutches out of my life.
That is a step towards true peace of mind and actual freedom of expression.
Actually, no, it was actually 3 years ago today.
3 years ago today.
It was actually 3 years ago today. Facebook on this day reminded me about this because I was getting poorly treated by a local business that I used to frequent. Mm-hmm. And I said, you know what? Enough's enough. And I stopped being a customer there, and I haven't been back since.
And I think somebody said that maybe you just shouldn't go back there.
Well, you also told me that, quiet quitting wasn't a good idea.
Quiet quitting is...
You said you can't keep quiet quitting everybody or everything. And I tried to dissect that in my brain and be like, am I really, or am I just removing myself from bad situations? Like, it's doing nobody any good for me to continue complaining. It's just, it's making everybody around me miserable, including myself. So let me take the step that, most aren't willing to and just walk away. Mm-hmm. It was like quitting smoking. It's like, I enjoyed it so much and I didn't, see the immediate detriment to my health. So it's like, all right, why am I going to quit?
Yeah.
And the more time that went by, it's just like, all right, I know this is no good for me. No good for me, my wallet, my lungs, my family. I don't need this anymore. And actually, later this month will be 3 years since I did a lot of things 3 years ago. Later this month will be 3 years no cigarettes.
Well, good for you. Good for you. Yay.
Hey.
But yeah, no, I think that, I feel free. I feel free, and
That's a long break.
That is a long break. I feel free because I choose to. I actively choose to recognize when I am projecting and to correct myself. I recognize when I am allowing my freedoms to be not taken away, because you can't take freedom away from people.
Even though people try to.
No, people think that people are trying to, but the fact of the matter is that your freedoms can never be taken away. That's just a fact. All you can do is give them away. Think about that one. All right, people. But I truly feel free because I know that I have the self-awareness to keep myself in check. I don't need other people to do it. So I don't let people do it. Period. Instagram still don't want me to show my titties. Okay? Fine. I work around it. It is what it is. So it's not like, people are saying, you need to start, you need to stop this. You need to start covering up more. It's like, no, just, you can't show your nipples on one social media platform.
Okay. Now that I think about it, we really are products, at least of our environments, because, I was ready and raring to get back to work today, even though I didn't want to. It's just like, I didn't want to, but I'm just like, okay, I know it's a Monday. It's going to be a heavy day. And
you were right.
But I walk in and everybody's fucking miserable. Yeah. Everybody's fucking because of the load. And it's just like, why? Like, why is this such a bad thing? Like, this is what we all signed up for. This is why this is what, how we make our living. Like, everybody's going to get overtime today. No question about that. Like, but I'm looking around and I'm trying to crack jokes with people and I'm trying to talk, but everybody's just got sour looks on their face and, huffing and puffing and everything. And it's just like, because I have said before that I would love to stop complaining. But when you're surrounded by people who complain all the time, and it's not even just the job I have now, I've been in many, many other settings where people just complain nonstop.
Yeah.
And it's like, how do you remove yourself from that? Like, if I one day got up and said, okay, I'm going to remove myself from this situation like I've removed myself from others, how is that supposed to take shape?
Easy as that.
Yeah?
I've been in situations like that too. I don't want to be in a bad mood all day. So I stop.
You do?
Yeah.
What is...
You literally just take yourself out of that mindset. Instead of letting everybody's bad mood, because that's just it, is that, yes, you are, most of us at least, are usually going to be influenced by the energies that are around us and everything like that. And if everyone around you is in a foul mood, typically speaking, you're probably going to be in a foul mood too. If for no other reason, then no one is in a good mood.
Like me, I'm Anomaly Andy. Okay, yes, I am finally in my zen because it's cold outside, and there's no heat and there's no humidity, and it's the holidays that are coming up, and I am the antithesis of everybody else.
But if you wake up first thing in the morning and you say, I don't want to be in a bad mood today, and then you walk into work and everyone is in a bad mood, only you can stop yourself from allowing that to penetrate you.
You're right.
You're right. That's just it. Pop in some earbuds, put on a tune that makes you do a little happy dance, and move on with your day. Eat a donut and smile. It's one of those things, okay?
Put that on a t-shirt.
Right? It's one of those things. No one can take that away from you. No one can take your good mood away from you. You are responsible for giving it away.
You should be charging people for this
shit. I'm so good at this.
See, jokes. We were talking the other day. Jokes on you getting stuck with me getting married.
Yeah.
No, jokes on you because I'm getting free therapy.
I'm very good at things.
This was a good talk.
Thank you out there in podcast land for listening. Thank you for not taking a break from us. And thank you for not taking a break from us.
I will never take a break.
We've been together for 4 years.
4 years.
We've been together. It's been a good time. We've been together for 4 years now, and we're going strong. And I'm happy. I'm happy.
You have no idea how much I look forward to seeing you on break and at the end of every day.
Well, I'm glad that we're here together, that we're doing this.
Only thing, even this podcast and everything, it's the only thing that makes all the seemingly intolerable shit worthwhile.
It gets you through the day. Whatever doesn't.
So,
thank you out there for listening to us. Please find us on Instagram, DT Andy and JJ Star with 2 R's. You can find Love Hard Art, Coat of Arms Tattoo. Tax Collectors and Harlots, you got something coming up.
So we just did Splatterfest with the band Splatterhead.
Congratulations.
I thought it was great. Okay. I thought it was a cool DIY venue that we played. Mm-hmm. A fancy pierogi shop was nearby.
How about the future now, as opposed to the past?
I'm giving the quick recap, and I'm getting to the future.
Okay.
You plug your stuff all the time. Give me a second.
I do it briefly.
You're making it longer.
Yeah.
Anyway, it went great. They're planning another one. I'd love to play with those guys again. We have new shirts in the works. We have new patches in the works. November 22nd, we are back at Dead Language Brewing in Hartford, doing a burlesque show with Baby Blues and I think one other band. I can't remember. Don't kill me. Check the socials for the flyers. It'll tell you the burlesque performers and the other bands. Get down to Dead Language. There's going to be another food truck. Great beer, great time. I'm sure Sadie will be there with her battle jacket.
Of course
she was the belle of the ball last time. And then after that, we're doing nothing until January.
Beautiful.
So taking Christmas off.
And check out our websites. All right. You can go to ttppodcast.com and find all of our places where you're streaming. Please share it. Download Podbean and give us those thumbs up because they help us make money.
No more BS.
No more BS. You can also go to dtandyandjjstar.com to see all of our videos. And again, give us some thumbs up so we can make some money. And
did you post our anniversary pics to the Instagram?
Our anniversary pics?
Yeah, pics from the Pumpkin Blaze.
No, I didn't.
No? Stay tuned for that. I'm sure she will.
Well, I mean, you posted the photo dump.
Yeah, my personal one.
Well, we'll get some stuff. We'll get some stuff going. Just stay tuned.
Yeah. If you haven't been to the Pumpkin Blaze in Croton-on-Hudson, we strongly recommend it. We've done it 4 years now.
Yes, very, very good.
It's very romantic.
It is very romantic. We make a romance out of it all the time.
They always have new stuff every year. It's so much fun.
Very cool. And I think that's it. That's it for now.
That's a lid.
Just in time for all of our cameras to die. And from the 3 of us at That Talking Podcast, I'm JJ Star.
And I'm Downtown Andy.
We'll talk to you later.